everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kasha and today is Thriller Thursday.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the beat back.
Welcome back everyone. Hey, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kasha. Every Monday I do mysteries and every Thursday I do thrillers. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button because I am here for you every Monday and Thursday. We are on our road to get 1,000 subscribers, and once we hit that goal, we are going to have a nice little giveaway. So if you hit that subscribe button, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Today's killer is Joseph Roy Metheny. Joe Metheny's murder rampage started out as revenge, but ended up as a passion for the taste of blood and the overwhelming sense of power one gets for taking one's life. Story begins. Back in July of 1994, Joe was a truck driver and he was working overtime. Like always, when he was finished, he drove home. However, this night was different. When he opened the door and turned on the light, there was nothing there. His old lady had taken everything, including his son. Her leaving was not his problem, but she took his 6-year-old son with her. That was a problem. She was a crack addict, and he said she was also a worthless piece of crap. He would have paid her to get out of his life. He wished that she would have just took his son and dropped his son off with his mother and just left. And she could have took anything else that she wanted. He didn't care. All he cared about was his son. 6 months later, he found out that she had moved on the other side of the town with some a-hole that was pimping her out for drugs. His old lady and that man got busted for drugs, and his son was taken away by social services for child neglect and also child abuse. Joe believed that he had no chance of getting his son back from social services because of his past criminal record. So he took it upon himself with the hatred that he had in his heart for those two who lost his son, and he went out looking for them. He found out from someone that they were going underneath a bridge and getting high with some homeless people. So he decided to go and take a look under that bridge. His old lady and her man wasn't there, but the two homeless people were. They were passed out on an old mattress underneath that bridge, and that's where Joe left them. Except for they were all chopped up when he walked away. That same night, he lured his first crackhead underneath that bridge. He got her all high, was trying to get information out of her about his old lady and her man. But the lady acted like she didn't know what he was talking about. Maybe she didn't. She was high, so she probably didn't know who the heck he was talking about. Since Joe didn't get the answer that he wanted, he beat the crap out of that crackhead and also took advantage of her. Then he killed her. He put her body in some bushes and then went out looking for another crackhead. He lured another one down and did the same thing that he did with the previous one, except for at this point in time when he was disposing the body behind some bushes, he seen that there was a fisherman that was fishing down in the river below and was looking at him. Joe found a steel pipe that was laying on the ground. He ran down towards that fisherman and he split his head wide open. He ended up taking the fisherman and the two crackhead ladies and he put rocks on them and weighed their bodies down under the river. This was a very busy night for Joe. Killed 5 people within 7 hours. He washed up in the river, cleaned up his crime scene as much as he could, then left. 2.5 weeks later, Joe was arrested for the murders of the 2 homeless people that were on the mattress. Joe spent about 18 months in Baltimore jail, waiting to go to trial. The trial lasted about 1 week, and they set him free because there was not enough evidence pointing Joe to the crime. Joe was free again. He went back and talked to his old boss about getting his job back at the pallet company. His boss said it was fine. Also, there was a little trailer on a company's property, and Joe asked his boss also, hey, could I, possibly live in that trailer? I can keep a, eye out on things and make sure nothing's going on. And I can watch your property, because he had nowhere to live. His boss was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And this made Joe happy because that company was at the end of a dead-end road. And it was also very isolated. perfect for what Joe had in mind. He lured 2 more crackheads up to his trailer.
Joe killed and butchered their bodies up. He cut the meat up and put it in Tupperware bowls, then put it in the freezer.
He buried the remains in several shallow graves in the woods just behind the company. Over the next couple weeks, Joe opened up a quick little pop-up beef stand. He had real roast beef and pork sandwiches.
Joe said the human body tastes very similar to pork. He mixed it together and no one could tell the difference.
Everything was going pretty well for Joe until he ran out of his special meat. So he lured another crackhead up to his trailer this time. Joe got her in his trailer. He started ripping her clothes off of her and beating the crap out of her. And she was screaming for help. Joe just kept on laughing at her. Ain't no one gonna hear you up here. You in the middle of nowhere. You mine now. I'ma kill you like the other ones. That's when Joe made his biggest mistake. He turned his head for a quick second, and that lady ran out the door. She didn't care about having no clothes on. She was gone. The company had an 8-foot tall chain link fence with barbed wire wrapped around it. There was also a stack of pallets over by the fence. They were stacked about 10 feet tall. That lady climbed like a monkey up over those pallets, and she jumped over that fence and ran down the road. A guy in a pickup truck seen her and let her in his truck and drove her to a nearby gas station where they called the police. Well, Joe knew that the police were on their way now. He didn't run. Instead, he packed up her clothes. He unlocked the gate to the company and opened it up. As soon as he took a step out of that gate, the cops had pulled up, put their gun at him, and told him to lay down on the ground. This is where all finally came to an end. They took Joe down to the police station, booked him. The lady that escaped told the police everything. She told them how Joe said he was going to kill her, just like he did the rest of his victims. So that had homicide drilling Joe, trying to get answers and figure out who else did he kill and where are they. They took him out of jail every day for a month, back and forth from the bridge and from the company. Since Joe had the remains of 2 bodies buried in several different locations on the company, he had the cops going crazy, digging everywhere. Joe said,
"The only thing I feel bad about in any of this is I didn't get to murder those 2 MFers I was really after. And that's my ex-old lady and the beastard she got hooked up with." Well, that's my story, horrible but true. So the next time you're riding down a road and you happen to see an open pit beef stand that you've never seen before, make sure you think about this story before you take a bite of that sandwich. Sometimes you never know who you may be eating. Ha 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 ha.
so you all, what did you think about Joe Metheny? Are you going to go and eat some beef or some meat tacos on the side of the road without questioning or thinking where they might have came from or who they might be? I hope you liked today's story. Thank you for staying to the end and hanging out with me. I appreciate you all, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great day.